Hello, AD. I'm RuPaul, and welcome to our crib.
What is going on? Okay, in today's video, we're doing Realtor Reacts. We're jumping back, and this is our first Realtor Reacts in a minute, so it's good to have you guys back. Let's jump in and see RuPaul's house. Now, full disclosure, I'm pretty sure in Architectural Digest, I've seen some glimpses of this house, but let's jump in and see it in person right now together. Here we go. Okay, immediate reactions. I totally remember this house. I mentioned that I've seen it in Architectural Digest. What's amazing about this house right away is how much RuPaul's not afraid of colors contrasting with the black and the white. This whole house is like, it reminds me of a piano. Everything's black and white, very eccentric, very crazy and outgoing with these huge splashes of color where it's like, oh my gosh, all kinds of craziness everywhere. That laugh at the beginning was the funniest part of this video. I don't think we can get better than that. So let's jump in and see the rest.
Now, this is our disco room. We love music. We love to dance. And you know, when I was coming up, there was always a place where that said cocktails, dancing. Doesn't happen anymore. So we decided we needed a disco in our house. And this is it. There are 26 disco balls up there. And
Wild. So I hated the room when I saw it, just no lights or whatever. But once those disco balls are going and you got that dramatic purple glow in the background, really cool room. Obviously, this guy's entire style is just, let's be over the top, dramatic, wow factor. I'm guessing every room is going to feel like a piece of art. So comment below, would you live in a house like this, or would you just like to visit a house like this, or you want nothing to do with this house?
at the end down there is Hollywood Regency Dorothy Draper inspired fireplace. That is one of my favorite things. And of course on the walls, we have many of my favorite disco artists, some who are not so disco, but they're all beautiful and inspire us to dance and move around. This table here can be moved at any time.
What always amazes me about these really high-end homes is like the crown molding. All I'm looking at in these last shots is like the molding on the ceiling, which you can't quite see in this shot, just the level of detail that goes into these houses to make, like, check this out right here. See this top corner of the screen? There's that molding where it's like the amount of work that goes into making these houses with the level of detail. We're spending so much time talking about the furniture, but like these wall sconces that look like absolute incredible pieces of art. So many cool details. So let's jump to the next room.
Now this is our kitchen.
The level of drama and the change of scenes there, he's like, that's how this happens. Now this is our kitchen, like blowing my brains out with all that audio. But okay, so kitchen. Wow, there is some stuff going on here. We got black and white absolutely everywhere, and then this massive pop of orange. I actually love the way that hood range looks with that bright orange. That looks like that's some crazy Ferrari level range slash stove. You guys don't know this? That range over there is probably like $250,000 or some unbelievable amount of money. The amount of money that people spend on their ranges, because it's like the Ferrari of their kitchen, is incredible, and this one's probably no exception. It's likely a Le Corneau range or just some crazy high-end range, but very cool initial impression. This would not be the kitchen I would go for, but this is RuPaul's kitchen, so let's keep watching.
Again, it's very bold. This is a stove that is made by a French company called Le Corneau, and orange.
Said it wrong, but totally had the right. Look at that. Like, come on, man. I know a couple things.
Orange is my favorite color. You're going to see a lot of orange in this house. I love these lighting fixtures right here because they remind me of those underwater scuba gear from the I don't know.
Reminds me of like a big helmet you put all over your head and just go for a dive in the ocean. I love
30s and 40s, but they're just beautiful. I love the finish on these cabinets and the black and white. You'll see a lot of that in the house too. The floors are painted and stained.
What this house makes me think of is when you see $1 Million Listing or these shows where they're in these people's houses and it's going to be 20 years from now, and just imagine this house. It hasn't changed a single bit. It looks the exact same. And this owner is talking about how amazing their house is, and the real estate agent's like thinking about how they're going to have to stage everything, how someone's going to buy it and gut and rip out this entire kitchen and do their whole house. Like, so trendy and cool right now, but I just imagine 20 years from now that conversation with a real estate agent where he's like, we're gonna have to discount your house because it's so customized.
Stained in black and white, and it just makes me happy. And if you can't be happy in your own home, how the hell are you gonna be happy anywhere else? Luck on you!
See, he's that excited about the brand, he's shouting it out loud. We nailed that one.
This breakfast nook is so fabulous. So much light, so much life. And I tend to gravitate here, because it's right next to the kitchen. I love this wallpaper. And these chairs, these are designed by another really important 30s female designer, Frances Elkins. This life.
You just know, you're looking at these chairs. How much do you think each one of those chairs are? Drop a comment. I'm gonna guess each one of those chairs is at least $2,000 just for the chair. It's just unbelievable. It's just like money everywhere, and yet this isn't how I would style my house at all. But this guy's got his thing going. He's just loving all the high contrast, black and white, even the wallpaper. Definitely design points for taking this massive, probably 15,000 square foot house, and like every inch of this house is thought out with his style and his designs. I really do like the pops of color though. I love this big plant, and this is the centerpiece with all the yellow, the orange chairs. It's like very fun. It'd be totally fun to be in this house for a little bit, but I feel like I'd be overstimulated walking around this house if I just lived here on a Sunday afternoon trying to unwind and relax. Be like, man, there's a lot of contrast going on in this house. Now for the next part of the video, let's jump in and see this next room.
This is what we call our dining pavilion. Now, it was inspired by an Elizabeth Taylor film called Boom. A lot of people may not have seen that film, but she used a room similar to this as her card room. Boom was an adaptation of a Tennessee Williams play. I love the stripes. You know, we live in Hollywood.
This feels like Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes needs to be playing in the background right now. This room is just black and white, and I should have asked you guys if you had to guess. What do you think the next room is going to be in terms of colors? Because it's going to be black and white. You just know it at this point. There's a theme to this house. Very distinct, unique theme. This room is a really cool room. Like, setting aside the fact that, again, overly stimulated maybe by these crazy patterns everywhere. Look at that backyard. Look at the light that's coming in. Look at the big openness of these doors. It almost feels like it's a 3-season room, but we're likely in LA, Beverly Hills. Yes, this is all year round. You're enjoying this incredible room. Pretty intense design everywhere. I don't think I like any pattern less than I like zebra on those chairs. So yeah, lots going on. Again, this isn't my style, but hey, he's really leaned into his look, and this is another example of that. On to the next room.
Don't hold me to it, because we're not finished with the tour. Welcome.
Wrong! I said the next room's gonna be black or white too. Look at this incredibly orange room. This looks like a Lamborghini, like an old vintage orange Lamborghini. Right away, I am digging this room. How wild and cool. Imagine this was in your house and you invite your friends over and they step into your office. It's like, boom, orange. That is orange.
Welcome to my office. It's like living in my own personal Hermes box. There's lots of orange. This is where all my...
I should have guessed that. This is the Hermes color. It's that orange luxury. It's just dripping with money. You can see the lacquer of the paint that's probably been done like 4 coats. It's like, wow, what a room. The paint bill in this room alone, $100,000 at least. Crazy.
Emmy Awards are. And it reminds me of an office that Joan Collins would enjoy. When I was 34.
These laughs, man. This guy just like segue to the next thing he's gonna say. Huge laughter. Gotta.
I realized that orange was my favorite color because of the way it makes me feel. So I implore all of you out there watching to find what your favorite color is based on how you feel and live in it. And that's what I do in this office. Love it.
Okay, final thoughts on this crazy orange room is, man, he's just doing whatever he wants to do. You want to be inside a Hermes box and paint your whole room orange? You live in that color. So yeah, wild, super cool. I actually think this room is so far my favorite room in the house in terms of the color. It's definitely not the coolest room from the other rooms we've seen, but the color is like, yeah, it's exciting, it's wild. A+ for this room, tons of fun. Let's see the primary bedroom now.
Now this is my walk-in men's closet. We took 2 bedrooms and turned it into my closet, and I've got everything in here. It's kind of like a historical artifact. Every shopping trip I've ever gone on, even Little John's, are documented right.
Sick. A room full of suits like that? Come on, look at how sick all these suits are. Notice how everything's color coordinated. We got all the oranges in here with that Hermes look that we were just talking about with some navy blues in there. We had bright, eccentric colored suits. Wild. We're back to this black and white theme with that chevron slash almost kind of a herringbone looking flooring. Wild.
Right here in this very room. It's very emotional for me to be in here. Because I'm like, oh, I remember I wore that on the episode where, or, oh, right, I bought that at this little boutique in France.
You can tell these are shoes and suits that this guy's worn one time. Put on that pair of shoes once, moved on, bought another. That's it. That's why he's like, oh, I remember the one time I wore that suit to that event and that suit to that event. Crazy. Also the lighting in these custom closets. This room is just amazingly built. Every rack for the jackets, where the jacket's being hung up on the rack there, everything has lighting underneath it, all around it. This room to stand in here would look like the best showroom of luxury clothing designer, furniture, clothing, whatever you've ever seen. It's amazing.
It is one of my favorite places because I love color and I love clothes. So having this 2 bedrooms turned into 1 closet is just perfection. So much storage space, so many textures and colors. It just makes me happy. And listen, if you're gonna be on this planet, why not be happy? Why not live in a place that makes you happy? And that's what this place does.
Now we're going to the backyard.
Now we wanted the back garden area.
Wow, look at the view of that home. I love the structure of that roof. Beautiful architecture all throughout. I don't even know if that beautiful area, that outdoor area, is off the primary, but I would imagine that's probably off the primary bedroom. Love all the spaces that are the covered outdoor spaces underneath. Covered space here, covered space there. This house is so thematic. It's definitely, again, not for everybody. Very high contrast. There's patterns everywhere. There's squares, there's diamonds, there's all of these wild patterns. There's this beautiful looking outdoor gazebo, piece of iron looking furniture. It's just, wow, what an amazing space. Architecturally incredible. Is this the style of house? If someone's like, hey, you can have this house, you just gotta live in it as it is, you can't change anything, would you be ecstatic? Would you be like, sure, I'll just take it? Pretty wild place.
To have space for people and parties and pool and possibly even do shows. You know, if we put a little slab up over the jacuzzi, we could have chairs out here and have a show up there or project a movie up there. It's all about being able to stay in one place and enjoy where we are. Also, if you see at the very top of this hill, there is a...
I'm hoping there's going to be an area with some grass. I don't know if he's going to say that yet, but that entire backyard as well. Note this. All of it was completely maintenance free, like nothing going on other than obviously all the plants and flowers and everything, but just completely finished space. So let's see up here.
A structure where you could do yoga or meditate or just welcome the sunshine with a cup of coffee. Really comfortable, not fussy, easy breezy. But it's also pretty decadent. It's very Pompeii.
It is very Pompeii. If you guys haven't been to Pompeii, this looks like Pompeii in its heyday, whatever would have imagined it looking like. Just crazy architecture and columns and patterns everywhere. Notice that he pulled that kind of burnt orange look again. That orange look is actually the first color. It's black, white, and orange is the color that's popping everywhere. I'm noticing it in the wardrobe. I'm noticing it now outside. So very wild, very cool place. The more time I spent with RuPaul, I started to really like him, man. He's just himself. He's having a blast. He's laughing eccentrically every chance he gets. Crazy design styles, definitely not my style, but hey, he's doing himself. He's doing this property the way he wants to do it. Right on to the next.
Now, this here is the office workspace. This is the heartbeat of my operation. I love just the mix between wild energy and then the classics. I love that juxtaposition. What better?
This room's a vibe to me. I would totally have this as an office space. I think that it's calming, really beautiful. I actually think that polka dot slash wild wallpaper really works. It's almost like a leopard print actually, but it looks so polka dot that it works in a really beautiful way. Love the choices of the art in here being a very soft, contrasted black and white. Like the blacks look kind of soft there. That fireplace mantle looks incredible. The desks with the books, the pops of color with the, like he just mentioned, this kind of more vintage, carvings and sculptures and busts. Very cool. This room looks awesome. Also, that carpet just looks like it's a cozy, sweet room to get some work done in.
Place to be creative and be inspired.
And it's like gonna encourage you to drink way too much during the day with that unbelievable bar. But this room, A+, super cool.
Then a room filled with leopard print. Our decorator. This is our living room, and we've given our decorator, Martin Lawrence Ballard, full reign. Now, Martin was inspired by...
All right, well, this room is incredibly impressive with the scale of the ceiling height and everything else. I wouldn't want a room that's just filled with all these very, like, to me, it's almost tacky, dare I say it, because I'm sure he's got more style than me, but like the brass, the orange with the blues of like these blue purple almost, like then the teal, like it just, to me, it's way too tacky. I wouldn't sit in this room and feel like I'm inspired, I'm relaxed. I'd be like, this feels like I'm in like an antique shop. Sorry, room.